Here, let's watch this because it's so fun.
Joe Rogan has built an entire career on saying the things other people are too nervous to say out loud. He's gone after politicians, actors, influencers, billionaires, and even entire industries. But this time, his target was someone who practically helped create modern celebrity culture itself, Kris Jenner. And according to Rogan, her latest plastic surgery disaster wasn't just embarrassing, it was the perfect example of how Hollywood's obsession with youth is spiraling completely out of control. The moment clips of Kris Jenner's new appearance started circulating online, social media exploded. Some people were shocked, some tried to defend her, others couldn't stop making memes. But while most celebrities stayed quiet, Joe Rogan did the exact opposite. On his podcast, he launched into one of the most brutal celebrity roasts fans had heard from him in a long time. And the craziest part? Beneath all the jokes and sarcasm, Rogan was making a point that a lot of people secretly agreed with.
We love you. I love you, Mom.
Love you all. See you all later.
He didn't just roast Kris Jenner for looking different. He used the entire situation to tear apart the pressure Hollywood puts on women to stay young forever. According to Rogan, Kris Jenner wasn't just another celebrity getting cosmetic work done. She was the face of an entire culture built on filters, fake perfection, and impossible beauty standards. And now, after years of controlling every image, every headline, and every camera angle, Rogan believed the illusion had finally cracked in public. But here's the twist. This story didn't start with one surgery. Long before Kris Jenner became the mastermind behind one of the most powerful reality TV families in the world, she was just a woman trying to survive in a world obsessed with status and appearance. Over the years, she transformed herself into the ultimate celebrity manager.
Like, that's one of the things that really talks to people on social media is that you're looking at other people as these are examples of like what's ideal, and then if your body doesn't match that, or if your lifestyle doesn't match that, and then you have this horrible feeling that you're not valuable, you're not worthy. And so the problem is that a lot of people look to these very wealthy people with all this plastic surgery is that is the highest level of achievement because these are the most popular people, the most social media and the most money, and it influences people in a negative way.
From the very beginning of his rant, Rogan set the stage by
She helped turn her daughters into global brands worth billions. From makeup lines to TV shows to social media empires, the Kardashian-Jenner machine became unstoppable. And throughout all of it, image was everything. Every photo had to be perfect. Every interview had to be controlled. Every public appearance had to look polished. The family built an empire around beauty, luxury, and perfection. Fans watched them live in giant mansions, wear designer clothes, and appear flawless on television week after week. But behind all that glamour was something much darker: fear. Fear of aging, fear of becoming irrelevant, fear of losing control. Hollywood has always had a complicated relationship with getting older, especially for women. Younger faces get more attention. Wrinkles become headlines. Gray hair becomes gossip. And when you spend decades in front of cameras, that pressure only gets worse.
When they ask kids what they want to do, one of the big things the kids want now is to be famous. It's much more prevalent than it ever was in history. But now people see people that are nothing. There's nothing special about them, and they're billionaires. You know, like if you watch the Kardashians, they're cute. Okay, they have nice clothes.
Kris Jenner wasn't just watching this happen around her, she was living inside it every single day. Over the years, she openly talked about cosmetic procedures. Fans watched her get facelifts on television. She normalized surgery in a way few celebrities ever had before. For some people, that honesty made her relatable. But for others, it became proof that even the richest and most powerful women in entertainment still felt insecure about getting older. And that's exactly the point Rogan attacked. According to him, Kris Jenner represents a generation of celebrities chasing eternal youth like it's some kind of competition nobody can win. He joked that Hollywood has become one giant science experiment where people keep stretching, lifting, freezing, and reshaping their faces until they barely resemble themselves anymore. Then, Rogan really started going in. He mocked the way celebrities always pretend cosmetic work is just a small touch-up, when everyone can clearly see massive changes. He laughed about how entertainment media bends over backward, trying not to offend powerful celebrities. Instead of calling surgeries botched, headlines use phrases like dramatic transformation or fresh new appearance. Rogan said what everybody else was thinking. It looks bad. Simple, direct, brutal. And once he started, he didn't stop. He painted this hilarious but savage image of Kris Jenner walking into a luxury Beverly Hills clinic surrounded by assistants, stylists, and beauty experts, convinced that one more procedure would somehow stop time itself. Rogan joked that at this point, Hollywood treats plastic surgery like updating an iPhone. Every year there's a newer version, another upgrade, another attempt to erase reality. But according to him, reality always wins eventually. The audience erupted when Rogan compared Kris Jenner's face to a Snapchat filter fighting for survival. He joked that celebrities spend so much time editing themselves online that eventually they start trying to edit themselves in real life too. And that's when things get dangerous. What nobody expected was how personal the conversation suddenly became. Rogan shifted from comedy into something much deeper. He started talking about insecurity, about fame, about the emotional damage caused by living in an industry where appearance determines value. He argued that celebrities like Kris Jenner aren't just victims of vanity, they're trapped inside a machine that rewards perfection and punishes aging. And honestly, that's what made the rant hit so hard. Because underneath the jokes, there was truth. Rogan pointed out that Kris Jenner already has everything most people spend their entire lives chasing: money, fame, influence, luxury, a family empire. Yet somehow, after achieving all of that, it still wasn't enough to stop the fear of aging. According to Rogan, that's the real tragedy. He compared Hollywood to a casino where celebrities keep gambling against time, convinced they can beat nature if they spend enough money. But eventually, the losses start showing on their faces. And when that happens publicly, the internet turns ruthless. That's exactly what happened to Kris Jenner. Within hours of her new appearance making headlines, social media went into full meltdown mode. TikTok users made reaction videos, Twitter filled with side-by-side comparisons, Instagram comment sections became war zones between fans defending her and critics mocking her appearance. Some people blamed surgeons, others blamed Hollywood, but Rogan blamed the culture itself. He argued that celebrities spend so many years surrounded by yes people that nobody tells them the truth anymore. Instead of hearing "you look fine naturally," they hear "you could look even younger." Instead of being encouraged to age gracefully, they're pushed toward more procedures, more injections, and more extreme transformations. And according to Rogan, Kris Jenner became the ultimate example of where that road leads. At one point during the podcast, he made one of his harshest jokes of the entire rant. He said Kris Jenner's face looked like someone tried to smooth wrinkles using Photoshop in real life. The room exploded with laughter, but immediately afterward, Rogan got serious again. He said something that completely changed the mood. He admitted he actually felt bad for celebrities trapped inside that cycle, because once your career becomes connected to appearance, it's almost impossible to escape the pressure. Every camera flash becomes stressful, every photo gets analyzed, every wrinkle becomes a trending topic. Rogan argued that normal people don't understand how psychologically damaging that can become after decades in the spotlight. But here's where the story took another turn. Rogan didn't just criticize Kris Jenner, he also criticized the audience. He pointed out how people online claim to support confidence and self-love, but then instantly mock celebrities the second they look older. He argued society sends completely mixed messages. People shame women for aging naturally, then shame them again when they get surgery trying to avoid it. In Rogan's eyes, Kris Jenner was caught in the middle of an impossible game. And honestly, that made the whole situation even sadder. Still, Rogan couldn't resist going back to the jokes. He laughed about how Hollywood lighting crews probably deserve Oscars for the amount of work they do hiding cosmetic disasters. He joked that Kris Jenner likely has better camera filters than entire movie studios. But according to him, there comes a point where no amount of lighting, makeup, or editing can completely hide reality anymore. And that's when panic starts. What really pushed the conversation viral was Rogan's attack on celebrity culture itself. He argued the families like the Kardashians helped create modern influencer culture, where everybody feels pressured to look flawless 24 hours a day. Filters became normal, cosmetic enhancements became casual. Teenagers started comparing themselves to edited photos that weren't even real. And now, according to Rogan, the people who helped build that culture are becoming trapped by it themselves. That irony wasn't lost on viewers. Fans flooded social media quoting Rogan's comments. Clips from the podcast spread everywhere. Some people called him cruel, others called him brutally honest, but almost everybody agreed on one thing. The conversation touched a nerve, because deep down, people are exhausted. Exhausted from fake perfection, exhausted from filtered beauty standards, exhausted from celebrities pretending they woke up naturally flawless after spending thousands on surgeries and cosmetic procedures. Rogan tapped into that frustration perfectly. But while the internet laughed, the emotional side of the situation became harder to ignore. Imagine spending decades building an image around beauty and control, only for one public appearance to turn into worldwide mockery overnight. That kind of humiliation hits differently when cameras are constantly following you. Every meme becomes personal, every joke feels louder, and for someone like Kris Jenner, whose entire brand revolves around image, the backlash probably felt devastating behind closed doors. People forget celebrities are still human beings. Yes, they're rich. Yes, they're privileged, but embarrassment still hurts. Public humiliation still hurts. Aging still scares people. And when millions of strangers suddenly start dissecting your face online, it becomes impossible to escape. Rogan actually acknowledged that during the later part of his rant. He admitted that Hollywood creates a toxic environment where nobody really wins. If celebrities age naturally, they get mocked. If they get surgery, they get mocked harder. Either way, the public turns them into entertainment. And in many ways, Kris Jenner became the latest victim of that cycle. The situation also sparked conversations about her family. Critics questioned what kind of message this sends to younger generations watching the Kardashian empire. If even Kris Jenner, a woman with unlimited money, access, and influence, still feels pressure to completely alter her appearance, what does that say to ordinary people struggling with confidence? That question lingered long after Rogan's jokes ended, because underneath all the comedy was something uncomfortable and real: fear. Fear of getting older, fear of losing relevance, fear of no longer being desired or admired. Hollywood sells youth like it's a product people can buy forever, but eventually reality catches up with everyone. And according to Rogan, Kris Jenner's situation became proof that no amount of fame can protect somebody from that truth. By the end of the podcast, Rogan sounded less angry and more frustrated with the culture itself. He argued that people have forgotten what real beauty even looks like anymore. Filters changed expectations, social media changed standards, cosmetic surgery became so common that natural aging now feels shocking to audiences. And that's the scary part. He warned that younger generations are growing up believing perfection is normal when most of what they see online isn't even real. He said celebrities spend thousands creating illusions, then regular people destroy their self-esteem trying to compete with those illusions. In his mind, Kris Jenner's surgery disaster wasn't just celebrity gossip, it was a warning, a symbol of how far society has drifted into obsession with appearance. As clips from Rogan's rant continued spreading online, the debate only got bigger. Some defended Kris Jenner and accused Rogan of bullying. Others argued he was exposing uncomfortable truths people usually avoid discussing. But regardless of what side people took, one thing became impossible to deny. The conversation resonated because it reflected something much bigger than one celebrity. It reflected modern culture itself, a culture obsessed with looking younger, a culture terrified of aging, a culture where people smile for filtered selfies while secretly feeling more insecure than ever before. And maybe that's why Rogan's words hit so hard. Beneath the humor, beneath the roasting, beneath the viral clips and social media memes, there was a deeper message hiding underneath all of it. Nobody escapes time. Not influencers, not billionaires, not reality TV royalty, not even Kris Jenner. And in the end, that's what made the entire situation feel less like comedy and more like a warning about what happens when people spend too long chasing impossible perfection.